Have you ever walked into a new place or had a conversation with a friend and been hit with a powerful, overwhelming feeling that you have lived this exact moment before? It is a strange and flickering sensation. You know it is impossible, yet the feeling is undeniable. This is déjà vu, a French term that literally means already seen. Imagine you are visiting a city for the very first time. You turn a corner onto a street you have never walked down, and suddenly, everything freezes. The way the light hits a certain building, the sound of a distant siren, the specific pattern of cracks in the pavement, it all clicks into place with an eerie sense of familiarity. Your mind races, trying to connect this moment to a dream you once had, or a movie you might have seen. You search for the source of this supposed memory, but you come up completely empty. That is the paradox of déjà vu. It feels like a memory, but it comes with no details. So what is really happening inside your brain when this mental glitch occurs? To understand déjà vu, we have to think of the brain as an incredibly complex information processor. It is constantly taking in sights, sounds, and feelings, and organizing them into a coherent reality. Most of the time, this process is seamless, but every so often, there can be a tiny hiccup in the system, a momentary crossing of the wires. Déjà vu is one of the most common and fascinating of these glitches. While scientists do not have one definitive answer, they have several compelling theories that help demystify this strange experience. The first is an idea called split perception. Your brain is designed for efficiency, and it often processes incoming information through multiple pathways at the same time. This is how you can see an object and recognize what it is almost instantly. Normally, these streams of information are perfectly synchronized. You see a bird, and your brain processes its shape, color, and identity all at once, creating a single, unified experience. The split perception theory suggests that déjà vu happens when there is a tiny millisecond delay in one of these pathways. Your brain receives the same input twice, but with a slight separation in time. The first signal arrives as it should. Your brain registers the sight of a cafe, the smell of coffee, and the sound of chatter. This is the initial present moment experience. An instant later, the second, slightly delayed signal arrives with the exact same information. Your brain processes the cafe, the coffee, and the chatter all over again. Because your brain has technically experienced this information a split second before, it interprets the second signal not as new information from the present, but as a memory being retrieved from the past. That false sense of recollection is what we call déjà vu. You are not actually remembering a past event. You are re-experiencing the immediate present as if it were a memory. It is like hearing an echo so close to the original sound that you mistake it for a recording being played back. Your perception is momentarily doubled. This theory elegantly explains the fleeting nature of déjà vu and why it feels so real, yet so baseless at the same time. A second popular theory focuses on how our memory system is organized within the brain, particularly in a region called the temporal lobe. Think of your memory as having two different functions, familiarity and recollection. Familiarity is that instant spark of recognition you feel when you see someone you know across a crowded room. Recollection is the next step. It is the brain's ability to pull up the specific details associated with that person, their name, where you know them from, and the last conversation you had. Under normal circumstances, these two systems work in perfect harmony. You recognize a face, and then you retrieve the context for that memory. The memory glitch theory proposes that déjà vu occurs when the familiarity circuit fires by mistake without the recollection circuit being activated. Your temporal lobe sends out a powerful signal that says, I know this. This is familiar. It is a feeling of pure context-free recognition. But when your brain tries to follow up and access the specific memory, it finds nothing. The hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for detailed recall, has no record of the event. This conflict between a strong feeling of familiarity and a complete lack of any actual memory creates the disorienting sensation of déjà vu. It is like finding a file on your computer that is labeled important, but when you open it, the document is completely blank. The tag is there, but the data is missing. A third explanation shifts the focus from memory pathways to something much simpler: the limits of our own attention. Picture this scenario. You walk into a room while you are distracted, maybe replying to a text message or thinking about what you need to do later. Even though you are not consciously paying attention, your brain is still absorbing information from your surroundings at a subconscious level. It takes a quick, low-resolution snapshot of the room. You do not form a conscious memory of this first glance, because your focus is entirely elsewhere. To you, it is as if it never happened. A moment later, you put your phone away and look up, consciously taking in the room for what you believe is the very first time. But it is not the first time. Your brain now has two versions of the scene: the initial, subconscious scan and the new, fully conscious view. When your brain sees the match between what you are consciously observing and the information it subconsciously processed just seconds earlier, it triggers a powerful jolt of recognition. The scene feels familiar because, in a very real sense, your brain has already seen it. You are just now catching up to what it already perceived. This attention-based theory helps explain why déjà vu often happens in mundane situations and can feel so vague and difficult to pin down. So with all these theories of brain glitches and processing errors, should you be worried when you experience déjà vu? Is it a sign that something is wrong? Research suggests the opposite is true. Experiencing déjà vu from time to time is not only normal, but may actually be a sign of a healthy, functioning mind. It indicates that your brain's memory checking systems are working properly. Think of it as your brain's internal fact checker at work. The brain recognizes a conflict between what feels familiar and what is actually stored as a memory. That unsettling feeling is your brain telling you, wait, this seems like a memory, but I can't find the source file. Something is not right here. This ability to detect a discrepancy in your own mental experience is a highly sophisticated cognitive function. It is not a system failure. It is the system performing quality control on itself. So, the next time that uncanny feeling washes over you, and you feel like you are reliving a moment, there is no need for alarm. Instead, take a second to appreciate the profound complexity of the neural machinery inside your head. It is simply running a diagnostic, ensuring that your perception of reality remains accurate. Déjà vu is a brief, personal reminder that your reality is not just something you see, but something your brain actively builds, checks, and double-checks, 1 millisecond at a time.